So the jugular foramen, kind of like how the lacera has a kind of weird shape because it's got two things going on. I think that's kind of a cool way. So the two main blood supplies of your brain, one entering and one leaving, is going to be your carotid and your jugular. Jugular vein is going to be leaving, carotid artery is going to be taking blood. So the area containing the carotid artery is going to be kind of funky looking. And the area containing the jugular is going to be kind of funky looking. So let's look at it. The carotid canal is contained within the lacera, the one that kind of doesn't have a uniform shape, but it's kind of lacerated. The jugular foramen is kind of be that large, rounded shape. Think about it, you're taking away pretty much all the blood away from the brain, so you got to have a pretty big opening to get all that blood through. So it'll be large and posterior. It's going to be lateral on either side of the foramen magnum. Magnum because it's massive. Okay. Now, these small pinpoint holes, right there, that's going to be hypoglossal. So hypoglossal, glossal means kind of like it has to do with like eating your tongue. That's glossal. And so this is going to be, first off, it's going to carry a nerve through there, so it's going to be fairly small. It's going to be going right over to where your tongue is.
Oh, okay.
So that's what the hypoglossal is going to be on either side of the jugular or foramen magnum. So it's foramen magnum, hypoglossal canal, and then kind of those weird shapes is going to be the jugular foramen. So with this, yeah, you had three main ones. You had the cribriform plate, Christigale, and then your foramina cecum. And here you had all the bunch, which we've been over, and you guys know where they are. Also, be sure to study them from the other way. I don't know if we have time for that, but be sure to stick pipe cleaners through there and see where all they'll come out. And then on the back, you have foramen magnum, your jugular foramen, hypoglossal canal, and we actually
Is the hypoglossal canal, or is it a foramen?
Canal. I believe it's canal. Now, this thing that looks like an extended out Toblerone, kind of like a triangle, kind of extended triangle pyramid. This is going to be, it can be called either name. Your Petrus ridge, kind of like a petri dish, the Petrus ridge.
Okay.
Or the pyramidal bone. Either one is technically correct for anatomists. The pyramidal bone. Or the Petrus ridge. Either one's fine. Both start with P, so it's okay. Now, if you think of the Toblerone bar, the pyramid, a ridge, it kind of like it sounds like a mountain. So, on the mountain, you have the entrance to the cave. Is going to be your exit. Or actually, no, it's going to be your entrance. It's going to be your external auditory meatus on the outside. So that's bringing sensory information to the ear. Now, to pass it along to the brain, it's got to leave the mountain. And it's going to be the internal. Once you're in through the mountain, your internal auditory meatus. Now, meatus, you can kind of think of it as like an opening, a doorway, a passageway, going in one way and out the other. External, internal. And it makes sense. They're both in line with each other. So if you see a hole on top of this Petrus ridge or the pyramidal bone, it's got to be the internal auditory meatus.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And the pyramidal bone is the just that ridge right there. Yeah.
The whole part that I'm pitching.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like a mountain range.